Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my first live in a while, my interview with Fran Griffen. If you're here, let me know you're here. May have to give StreamYard permission to show me your Facebook name if you've not used it before. If you're here live, drop me a hashtag live in the comments so I know that you're here. Let me know where you're from, where you're tuning in from. If you're watching the replay, then drop hashtag replay and let me know that you're watching the replay. So tonight it is my pleasure to introduce Fran Griffen. Fran and I are friends online. We've actually never met in person. She's coming to us all the way from Australia. So it's morning for her, Monday morning actually, and it's Sunday night here. And Fran and I are both natural horsemanship coach. In fact, we studied with some of the same mentors, but we actually met through our online business. And Fran and I are both over 50. And as you know, the horsemanship business it can be very demanding physically. And so we, a couple of years ago, we both stepped into the online space. And Fran has done extremely well. She's just achieved a major milestone in our business. And she's going to talk to us about what that's done for her, how she came across that, and share a little bit about her experience. So I'm going to bring Fran on. Stay tuned till the end because I have a special offer for anybody who's sticking to the end. So don't quit before we do. And it's my pleasure to introduce Fran. All right. Hello, Fran. Good morning. Good morning for you.
Yeah, it is morning here. It's a beautiful morning here in Australia. I'm on the East Coast and it's autumn here, or as you might call it, fall. And it's just beautiful sunny morning.
Gorgeous. We're having a winter day today. Temperatures are dropping back down minus something. It's very, very cold. But we are having better and better days as spring is coming up. And my first daffodils come up today. So
beautiful.
Fun. Anyway, Fran, tell me a little bit about you're a natural horsemanship coach. You have a thriving horsemanship business. We share that. We have the horse passion, the horse bug in common. And tell me a little bit about that, about your horsemanship life and career.
Yeah, I've actually been an equestrian coach pretty much all my life, because as a teenager I was a strong competitor in eventing. And that led me to coaching, and so I used to coach in dressage and jumping when I was younger. And then sort of halfway through my equestrian career, I found natural horsemanship and got really interested in that. And so I've been following that along. And now I teach women a form sort of natural horsemanship, but we dive a lot deeper into mindset and energy work and connection and those sort of things with their horses. So mostly women over 40 who are looking for a strong connection with their horse, looking to just have a lovely life with their horses, and really, really enjoying that side of it.
Very cool. Yeah. And that's a lot of that as well. I still do. And I enjoy that part. I really enjoy seeing people really build that partnership and have fun. And yeah, it's wonderful. So great. So so you started a business online. Tell me what changed? What was the time? What was the line in the sand moment, or the day you decided, you said, I need to look at something else. I mean, I have a good business. I love what I do, but I need to look elsewhere.
Yes, it started me thinking really when I started to future pace and look ahead as to where I was going in life personally, and looking at wanting to wind down that natural horsemanship business a little bit, because it's very physically demanding, and I was traveling a lot. I was just here and there and everywhere and out all day, and really didn't have that personal life that I was looking for, particularly as I aged. So I'm 57, almost 58. And I certainly will keep doing what I do in horsemanship, but I wanted to scale that back a lot. And because I've been a coach all my life, and other people might relate to this in the horse industry, I didn't have financial backup. If I wasn't out there teaching, I didn't really have much behind that. You know, we have superannuation here in Australia, and if you work a normal job, the employer puts a little bit of that aside for you, but most people don't have enough of that either. Anyway, I don't have a lot because I've been working for myself for so long that
very familiar with that feeling.
Yeah, all the money that came in was holding the business up, and really it looked like a great lifestyle, looked like a great thing, but financially not strong. And we're also so reliant on weather. I don't have an indoor here. Everything's reliant on the weather. And so I just got to this place where I was looking forward. I suddenly opened my eyes and went, uh-oh, what happens in the next 20 years?
Yeah.
And I really didn't want to be going forward with no money and going forward without a solid plan, financial plan. I just didn't want to be heading into that latter part of my life in any sort of lack or on a pension or scraping by. I just couldn't see myself doing that. So I guess I was in that mindset, and then I wasn't looking online. I didn't say to myself, oh, you know what I'll do? I'll get an online business. I was just in that mindset of I have to change something. Something has to change here. I don't know what. I don't know what it is. And that's where I saw a post online about the possibility of working online, working from home, being able to work part-time, being able to generate the sort of income I was already making. So
yeah,
that's me.
Yeah, and I totally understand that because I'm over 60, and I have the same thing, right? There comes a point where you got to go, well, how am I going to support myself in my later years, right? I'm single. You know, as you say, in the horsemanship business, we don't get to put away a lot of money, and it's like, whoa, you know, what am I going to live on? I don't have an employer putting money aside for me either. So, yeah, how's this going to be sustainable? And I mean, if you run into any kind of health problem or injury, you can't work, right? And I ran into that problem myself. I got injured to the point where I couldn't work for months, and then, you know, things get really, really tough. So yeah. So it's good to have a plan B. Excellent. So what do you feel so you jumped into the online business, was it 2 years ago? It's about the same time.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago. Yeah. You're doing really well. You just achieved a major milestone in the business. And I'd like to know what you feel your biggest assets were coming into this business. What did you bring to you thought really helped you?
Yeah. I thought I didn't have any. I thought, oh my goodness, I'm older. I'm not technical at all, tech savvy at all, because my whole life had been out in the paddock. So technology had left me behind. I didn't even have a smartphone 2 years ago. I just had like a push button phone. I barely used social media, just a little bit with my horsemanship business, just to put some pictures out there and talk a little bit, but I barely used it. I didn't understand it. So I thought I had no skills. What I found though was I think we all have skills. And depending on what we've done before, we can draw on them. So horsey girls, I realised, because I've also brought horse girls into my team, we're actually quite good at following programs. We're quite good at understanding that we need to build something. You know, if we have a young horse, it takes time, it takes training, it takes time to build them up. It's not instantaneous. So that skill of resilience that we have, just being horse people, is a really good skill to have when you're building something for yourself. I think the other skills I had were, I don't mind speaking like this. So for me, the speaking side of it and being able to talk to people was okay because I'd already been coaching. But I lacked in a lot of other things, which were the technical side, even the belief in myself that I could work with tech. I had to really work a little bit on my mindset and work a little bit on just following the plan. And the particular business we work in does have a very strong educational program that you can just slot into. And I've done that before in my life too. probably anybody at our age, we've done courses before of some kind. You know, you and I have both done horsemanship courses. We might have done, you know, when we were younger, we might have done uni or some other thing that we've had to sit down and learn something. And that's what I realised was available here to me, that I didn't have to know a lot. I just had to use the skills I already had and then learn all the rest. And that's what I've done. I've just sort of plugged into the system, trusted the trainings and followed them along.
That learning mindset is, I think, a big asset in any endeavor, really, but this particular business too, because as you said, we have a very strong educational platform, a plan, step by step, you know, what to do. And it's just a question of being consistent and using it. And you've done that very well, obviously. And you're right. It mirrors the horsemanship industry, because if you're following a horsemanship program, you're basically going to be doing very similar if you want to move forward and you know, succeed in your horsemanship. So terrific. So we talked about your assets. We talked a little bit about the things that you thought you were missing in the business, but obviously you've been able to learn them, supported by the platform, supported by the community, because one of the things I'm finding in the business is the community is extremely helpful and supportive as well. I'm sure you share my opinion on that. So
yeah, that's a big part of it. I actually haven't ever been in any other business model where there is so much collaboration, even with people that don't directly financially benefit from the collaboration. So there is so much help. There's just so much support and help from this community of people who only want to see everybody succeed. And in business, I haven't really seen that before. Even in some of the horsemanship models I've been in, the competition is quite strong, and there's a little bit of, I don't know, I guess jealousy and competition, and there is none of that in this community. It's just pure support.
Yeah,
and
very true.
I love that, and I love to be a part of that, and I love that it brings out more of that in me, that I've probably become even more relaxed about just being in this world and not having to, I guess, compete or having to get ahead or having to anything. I can just be me and just move forward and help other people, and that's been wonderful just from a personal development point of view as well.
Absolutely. And it is totally about being ourselves and being who we are, and not trying to be somebody else or match into a model or some kind of framework that we're supposed to be like, which I love too, because for years, both in my corporate career, my horsemanship career, you know, I was asked to fit into some kind of mold. And, you know, look a certain way and behave a certain way. And some of these things didn't agree with me. And in this business, it's totally about being ourselves, who we are fully, you know, which is great, because then you don't have to act, you don't have to pretend, you just who you are, which is fantastic. And we're all very different, but at the same time, we all share a very similar philosophy about business, as you said. You know, very much about supporting each other, so that's wonderful, and I love that about the community as well. Hey, so say we've got some people here listening, and they've been kind of watching you, maybe they've been watching me, and they've been kind of wondering what we're doing and a little bit curious, but they're not sure. They're on the fence. You know I was on the fence for months before I even stepped forward and said, hey, could you tell me more, you know, because curious. What would you tell them? You know, what would be your advice to those people that are sitting there thinking, well, maybe I'd like to, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the first thing is, if they're already saying I'd like to and I'm curious, there's something there. There's a reason. And like for me, I had a reason why that post, when I read it, why I wanted to find out a little bit more. And then what can stop people is just fear, the fear of what that's going to bring, you know, what's going to happen when I ask. And will I have to do something? Will I get locked into something? Is this a scam, or whatever it is, whatever that first initial fear comes up? So I guess my advice would be, if you're having a look, you're looking for a reason. So just take a deep breath and breathe out, and just allow yourself to look. Just allow yourself to have a good look, because it could be exactly what you need. It could be exactly what you're looking for. And if you can pop that fear aside for a moment and just have a look at what's available. We have a particularly good way of showing people exactly what we do, how we do it, and how they can fit in through a whole discovery process that they can go through. So my advice is, put the fear aside for a moment and do the discovery process. Get in there and have a look, because it's only a yes or no at the end. There's nothing scary there. It's nothing to lose, and it's just, more information to gain. And it could be, like it has been for us, it could be the answer. It could be the exact answer you need for exactly what you need in your life.
Yeah. And as you said, you're not locked in. If you go through the discovery process and you decide this isn't me, this isn't for me, no issues. The business is for people who really want to be in the business, who feel it's with them. But if it doesn't, then you're not locked in. You have your, there's a way out, an easy way out.
Scary. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like, we love you. It's okay. Thank you for looking.
Yeah.
Great. So if anybody's at all interested or wanting to find out a little bit more, Fran, anything else you'd like to add? I'm going to let you go and just tell people.
No, just thank you so much for having me on, and lovely to be able to speak to you and everybody across the globe. Beautiful to have this business where it's global and we can reach out and touch and talk all over the world. So thank you so much for having me.
So lovely to have you. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you have a busy schedule. It was kind of tricky to find the time, but we did it. So I totally appreciate you giving us your time here. And you have a wonderful rest of the week. All right.
Thank you. See ya.
So for anybody else who's online who would like to find out more, is a little bit curious, we actually have a Horsey women's group. Our business team has a Horsey, a private group. There's over 5,000 people, close to 5,000 people in there. And we have in there all the information you need to take the next step. So find out about the business, find out about the opportunity, find out about what it is that we're doing, how it works. It's free to look. There's no charge there. And if you'd like to join the group, just and are ready for more, just drop me a ready for more in the comments, and I will reach out to you. And I have a special offer too for anybody who does that. The first 10 people who drop ready for more in the comments, you will have a gift from me, which is a free PDF book, and you'll have a choice. I have a choice of books. One of them is called The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, a great book about gratitude practice that will basically change your outlook on life, or Happy Pocket Full of Money, which is another great book which speaks to your money mindset. So if you're interested, drop ready for more in the comments below. First 10 people get the free book. And if you're not the first 10 people, well, you still get to join the group and find out more about the business. Thank you very much for being online with me and being with me. Check out my pages for next week. I'll have another great guest on for my next interview on Sunday coming up next weekend. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening.